The last network is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Hello, welcome to GameGazm. I'm Bren.
I'm Dan.
And what have we got today, Dan?
Today we're looking at Aragami.
Aragami?
Aragami.
Aragami?
Aragami. Aragami. Aragami.
Just once in a while, my regular habit of buying loads of cheaper but more obscure games really pays off, and with Aragami I've hit the bloody jackpot. You play as the shadow spirit Aragami, who's seemingly been created and summoned specifically for this adventure by a girl called Yamiko who's been held by an army of Kaiho soldiers. To free her, you need 6 talismans that are scattered across the lands in a series of levels that must be played from a stealth perspective.
The great thing here is that Aragami is a supernatural being and can jump between and hide very effectively in shadows, and thus begins one of the most genuinely enjoyable stealth games I've ever played. Their cel-shaded graphics and character designs are stunning, and whilst Aragami does look a bit like what would happen if Spider-Man and Mumra had a love child, there's no doubt that the whole style and atmosphere of the game is visually stunning.
The main mechanic you'll be using to progress through this colourful world is Shadow Leap, best explained as being like the blink move in the Dishonored franchise, where you aim and instantaneously jump to a point ahead of you. The catch here is that you can only leap to areas of shadow, never into areas of bright light. On top of this, your moves and specials are powered by Shadow Essence, and if you stand in the light, this drains from you, and you're rendered a sitting duck in the middle of a brightly lit field of death. You can jump through certain objects though, like gates, just as long as you're leaping to a shadow.
Your Shadow Essence and dots to indicate how many special moves you have are rendered on Aragami's cape, leaving the beautifully rendered levels totally clutter and HUD free. Something Dead Space did well and far too few developers have elected to do since. If you get close enough to an enemy, there is a stealth kill option, and you may find yourself resorting to this to get through the ingeniously designed levels. Just bear in mind that a spotted corpse can lead to your cover being blown, and if this happens, it's game over, man. This is not a stealth game with an option for guns blazing if you get bored or frustrated. Take your time, learn the levels, come up with your killer strategy, or go home.
You get points for each kill you make, and points are taken away if you are spotted or if the alarm is raised. Each level gives you an end screen with your point score for that area, and the game offers you different ways to complete each level. You can carefully stealth kill everyone if you want, or you can go through the level without killing anyone or setting off any alarms. You'll tick boxes for doing both. It's all about manipulating the shadows to help you to move through each area, and patience and practice will both definitely be needed.
Skill points and the upgrade tree will help you out too, so look out for scrolls cunningly hidden in each area. You can unlock perks such as the ability to have a crow sidekick to help you navigate the areas and mark the positions of your foes, or even the ability to make corpses disappear after you've stealth killed someone, removing the worry of having someone spot the body and losing those hard-earned points as a result. You can even temporarily turn a light spot into a shadow should you wish to jump there, or turn totally invisible for a short amount of time. The more impressive techniques can only be used twice, as shown by the dots on Aragami's cape, and will need to be recharged at the sparingly placed shrines throughout each world.
The story is largely told through visions that Aragami has, which are shared with Yamiko in the sense that you're both seeing them at the same time. These visions are cool 2D cartoon cutscenes that really hammer home the visual style. Occasionally you'll also find some of Yamiko's possessions, which will further add to the story. The music is really nice and calming too, which is much appreciated in a high-stakes stealth title such as this.
The checkpointing can be a little bit pissy, but at the end of the day these are large stealth playgrounds with multiple approaches and different routes, so after a few fails and restarts you'll really start to plan your strategy and take fewer risks. Just keep trying different things if you're struggling, and look out for hidden entrances, grills and other small cubby holes that you can jump through. They're all potentially huge shortcuts and stealth routes.
The camera is bloody annoying in places, especially as it is a rather important part of any stealth game to see where the fuck you are. Potentially strategy ruining decisions need to be made in split seconds, and the camera can sometimes be looking elsewhere. And scenery can even get in the way of where you need to look, for fuck's sake. There can also be a little bit of freeze when the game has to animate or load in something. Not just on level loading either, sometimes on kills and shadow jumps, making it look a bit scrappy round the edges.
These are relatively minor gripes though, in a beautifully crafted, masterfully designed stealth adventure full of old school mystery and intrigue. And cool upgrades. We had an absolute blast playing this, and even the frustration of a bad move, sometimes shitty camera or poor strategic play couldn't pull us away, giving this a GameGazm 8. We heartily recommend this game, even if you don't normally like the stealthy titles. This has so much class it's in another league. Wow, I can't believe we got through that whole review without accidentally saying the word origami.
You just did.
Oh, flaps. And that was Aragami.
Not
Aragami.
Not Aragami.
Not origami.
Aragami?
Oh, not origami. Oh, what a waste.
It's fine. No cranes were harmed during the filming of this episode.
I don't know how you did that.
You have to hold the things, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Aragami, and what a fantastic game that was.
Really good fun, really good experience.
It's been a long time since we've had like a stealth game like that.
Yeah.
I think the last.
A lot of developers are so scared about being mainstream and quite broad that they always give you the option to be kind of guns blazing and fight your way through if you can't be bothered to play it properly. But you have to be stealth, and it's all the better for it.
Yeah, absolutely, because it bases its core mechanics around that very fact of you can't be seen, you shouldn't be seen. I mean,
don't be seen.
There's occasions where you do, but you can get out of it by either like quickly stabbing them, or running away, getting far enough away. In that way, so
it's very cleverly laid out, isn't it? There were levels where you had to turn off switches so you could get through certain areas, and those are hidden right in the middle of a place where you really don't think you can get to. But it's always, don't just think straight ahead of you. Think up, think down, think around. It's really well designed. There's always a way.
Absolutely. And anyway, that's all the time we've got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. I've done a really weird voice there, haven't I?
I don't know why you've done that.
I don't know.
Japanese game stealth.
Aragami. Aragami. Anyway, I've been Bren.
I've been Dad.
And we've been GameGazm. More.
Oh, flaps.